is going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So of course yesterday we had a video go out regarding essentially everything we know about Black Panther so far, and well, a few hours after that video went live, we had Miller come to the stage releasing a whole bunch of new info because, well, as most of you are probably aware, Black Panther is indeed coming to Fortnite, and they of course done a reveal trailer for that, and well, Miller took lightly to that and basically just stepped in as he always does and done what essentially the devs could do, but of course Miller just kind of overrides all of that stuff. So we got a ton of all new info to talk about for Black Panther's DLC, so go ahead, drop a like on this video, let's try and crush 3 likes, click that big red subscribe button below if you haven't already, and check out today's sponsors as always, who are Instant Gaming, where you can get a bunch of new games for a ridiculously cheap price, so go ahead and visit that link in the description below. Now I do want to say yesterday's response, well, the response to yesterday's video as a whole was pretty interesting because a lot of people now state, well, why do we actually take information from Miller? Now of course majority of the videos that we are uploading when there is drought from actual news from the developers themselves, we know that Miller has, I guess it's safe to say, built a respectful name in the community and basically just does some amazing work when it comes down to essentially similar to dev work, except he's not a dev, right? So that's basically Miller in a nutshell, and that's why I do cover what he does, because I think he's such an important character within our community, and well, I mean, it's all about spreading the awareness of what's going to be going down for this game. So let's start where it all began, because like I said, there was the official reveal for the Black Panther character coming into Fortnite, and Miller's response was this, as you can see on screen, which says, "Nice Black Panther reveal. Okay, Marvel's Avengers, your turn." Now from this post we didn't really expect Miller to drop a lot of info, but of course it seemed as if, well, we just gotta wait for Marvel's Avengers to actually release their version of Black Panther and the whole DLC, etc, etc. But instead what he done was very interesting, because if you have been following Cyberpunk, or even if you've seen a few posts from the official Cyberpunk developments when they do like a statement of some kind, right, he basically just, I guess, copied and pasted that, right? So he done it in a very similar format to how Cyberpunk would address something, except this time it comes from Miller. So what it does say is, "Dear gamers, the Black Panther operation coming to Marvel's Avengers is massive and brings with it a huge swath of content." Now we got a ton of different facts to point out. So first of all, it states a Wakanda region with a unique biome and new objectives littered throughout. A Wakanda outpost featuring several fan favorite characters. An expansive new story chapter with unique lore sure to excite fans. Marvel's Avengers' first true raid with players storming a mining facility at the Great Vibranium Mound for an epic fight against Claw. Yes, I just said what I did, that's just got me way more excited than we probably should be at this moment in time. Then the third to last is several new missions taking you through more recognizable Wakandan locations and playable King T'Challa played by Christopher Judge. And if you don't know who Christopher Judge is, we basically had a video on this a while back when of course Miller does his thing where essentially he decides to go ahead, dig through the game files and reveals a bunch of actual audio files that are already in the game files, so like it's the real deal. And again, he's done this with previous characters, hence why I say Miller is such a credible source and very valuable character within our community, because the track record is fantastic. And if you don't know why Christopher Judge is a big thing by now, which I know majority of you guys do know, well, it's the voice character of God of War's Kratos. So that's basically that in a nutshell, and that alone for this character is going to be massive, because that makes it 2 people essentially on the God of War team actually implemented into Marvel's Avengers, right? So that's just a big point alone. Then the last point was a collection of iconic Black Panther suits with something for everyone, and this is something we were talking about yesterday when it comes down to the outfits and what we have seen being leaked so far. Again, for legal reasons I can't show that, but we know a lot of people in the community didn't really take to it 100%, but we know there is going to be a relatively vast variety, I guess you could say. Then he does end it with another little teaser which says, "Get ready to riddle your enemies with energy daggers, slice through waves of what would be conquerors with razor sharp vibranium claws, and bound great distances with jumps fueled by kinetic bursts when Black Panther comes to Marvel's Avengers in ... I don't know, because I'm not a dev." So that's basically how he did include that speech or statement, whatever you want to say, and that's basically what wrapped it up. And I think that's just such a really important bit of information, because again, like I said at the start of the video, he really is doing the devs work that the devs really would want to do, but of course can't, right? So this is why we even say, well, why haven't Crystal Dynamics really come at Miller? And I mean, I don't want to jinx that, because we really don't want them to come after Miller, but we have seen a few interesting, I guess, comments regarding this, and well, in some sort of perspective, they have their legal things in place where they just can't go ahead and drop Black Panther info either before like another DLC or whatever it may be. So essentially they are tied down, right, and there's nothing they can do. But when we have people like Miller, who I guess you would call it a talent, right, because I would have no idea how to do it, but are able to, I guess, wiggle their way through and get this information, this is important, because I'm guessing they're just looking at Miller essentially quite literally doing their job, right? And in some sort of way, although they probably would like to do something, they are aware that it wouldn't be a good thing to do, because again, he's essentially what's fueling the hype for, well, hype and anticipation for future DLC in this game. But I want you guys to leave your thoughts on this in the comments below. The reason why I thought this was big is because it has literally loads of people talking about this on Twitter, now on Reddit as well, and I think the way he done it was really smooth. But I mean, we know that Epic Games, right, with Fortnite, they have quite literally implemented so many Marvel characters that we really want to see in Marvel's Avengers, which is crazy. I mean, I don't know what legal things you need to get in place besides the whole licensing aspect of things, but you get what I mean. They're really moving a lot quicker, but of course the content isn't there to last forever. So that's the difference between that and Marvel's Avengers, but also combat as well, because I did see a few comments stating, well, is Black Panther going to change how the gameplay of this game is? Well, I mean, let's be brutally honest, we've addressed it multiple times that the combat in this game is not the problem, and if anything, the combat in this game is the only thing that has still saved this game, in the sense of still makes you go back even for new characters as a whole. Because even if we had new characters, right, and the physics in terms of combat were bad, would you really play it? Probably not, let's be honest, right? So that's why we know it's a really good thing. But guys, that's gonna wrap up this video here. Leave your thoughts below, and I'll see you in the next one. Till then, have yourselves a ridiculously amazing day, and adios amigos.